One of the best free agent acquisitions in the Monty Ossenfort era, saying goodbye to the Arizona Cardinal fans? He just might be. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering Arizona Cardinals news, conversational pieces, everything surrounding your favorite team. And today we got a video that, unfortunately, I don't really want to make today because I always thought to myself when I thought of the 2025 season, there are some very, very crucial pieces that the Cardinals need to bring back, right? Former Arizona Cardinals that we need to bring back in 2025. And one of these guys is Kyzir White. I thought it was a no-brainer. I really did. Now, there was a post. Now, yes, this is the world that we're living in. Athletes posting on their social media pages, and we're going to have to decipher as to what does it mean, right? Is he just saying goodbye or thank you to Arizona, for this split second because we don't know what the future looks like until negotiations happen, or does he know something, right? That's what we're going to have to decide in this video here specifically. Now, if you do not know what I'm talking about, let's take it to the Instagram social media, ladies and gentlemen. Kyzir White, linebacker for the Cardinals for the last 2 years, and I think one of the best signings that Monty Ossenfort ended up bringing him as well as Mack Wilson Sr., ended up taking to social media 2 hours ago, posting a picture of himself in an Arizona Cardinal uniform saying, "Thank you, AZ," with the heart and the prayer emoji. And of course, you have a lot of Arizona Cardinals players commenting below, right? Mack Wilson Sr., James Conner. I think I also even saw Kyzir Barnes on here, Garrett Williams, like Michael Carter, a lot of people on here. So Mack Wilson Sr. says, "Don't do this to me," right? Zaven Collins says, "My brother forever." James Conner says, "Silly sucker, love you for life." And then Mack Wilson Sr. doubles down and says, "I appreciate you for everything. 7 for real, bro. The true epitome of a leader. Go get your rocket and heart emoji." Now, what does this mean? That's the big question here, right? What does this mean? Does this mean Kyzir White is on his way out and going to hit the free agent market? Has the Cardinals came up to him and said, "Hey, this is what we want to, this is what we value at, this is what we're willing to pay you"? And maybe he said to himself, "No, that's not going to work." Because let's keep this in mind as well. Kyzir White isn't young, right? I think right now he was betting on himself with the idea that he was going to potentially get maybe the biggest payday he potentially could. Now, I don't know if the Cardinals are looking at him that way. Right now, he's 28 years old, right? So he's not 26, not 24. This is usually the time that you're probably going to want to get that big payday, right? To secure your livelihood, your family's livelihood. This is usually the time that you want to secure that. Now, like I said before, what the Cardinals signed him on was a 2-year deal when Monty Ossenfort started this, right? We signed him in 2026, and it was a pretty good deal if you ask me. I think it was like a 2-year deal, like upwards of about like 10 million. Like, it wasn't expensive at all. It was seen to be as a very good deal for the Cardinals, right? And especially because he produced the way that he did, he brought the physicality in the middle of the defense. He really, really did. So now, did injuries affect him here and there? Yes, unfortunately, it did. In 2024, he had to miss 1 game, unfortunately. And then in 2023, which is the first year he signed with the Cardinals, which till the day, I still think he's one of the best signings of the Monty Ossenfort era. He ended up missing a lot of the games. I think he ended up going down with a season-ending injury, had to do something with his bicep, but he was down since, so he got hurt in week 11. He missed week 12 to week 18, so we didn't have him in that game stretch because obviously a season-ending injury, but where are we going to be if the Cardinals don't decide to bring him back, right? I still think he's a really good player. I really do. This year, he amounted to 2.5 sacks, 1 interceptions, 77 assisted tackles, 137 combined tackles. Like, I thought he was pretty darn solid for the Arizona Cardinals in the middle of that defense. Now, seeing these comments here on social media, it doesn't look like this is trending in the right direction, if I could be 110% honest. But maybe on the other side of the coin, maybe he's just saying things are uncertain right now, right? Thank you, Arizona, right now, but things are uncertain. Maybe he's just saying that, and maybe we're going to see in about a month or so that he re-signs back with the Arizona Cardinals. But I don't know. This honestly feels like a post that he's probably going to maybe test the open market and see what he decides to get. Now, this doesn't make sense to me, because if this is the case, and let's say, for example, the Cardinals did reach out to him and say, hey, okay, this is what we value at, this is what we want to bring you back. And if it didn't kind of, I guess, work for him, the Cardinals have a lot of money this year. Like, how far of the contracts are we talking about, right? Are we talking about $2 or $3 million, which, if that's the case, I feel like the Cardinals should make it work? Or are we talking about, $5, $6, $7, $8 million, right? Is his agent saying that you're probably worth a lot more than that? Or is he just betting on himself at the end of the day? Which, honestly, if you're an athlete, like I said before, this is usually the time that you want to get yourself the biggest payday you possibly can. You're 28, you can't do that at 30. Maybe the Cardinals are only able or willing to do a 2-year. Maybe he's looking for a 3 or 4-year deal. Maybe the money isn't the problem. Maybe it's the longevity and the guaranteed money. Maybe that's what it is, right? So right now, the Cardinals might be in a situation where we might be losing one of the big staple points for the last 2 years on this defense in Kyzir White, linebacker, that we brought in, former Philadelphia Eagle. And of course, on this same post, you see a lot of people saying, oh, come back to Philly, or, oh, all these things. And I don't know, man, it honestly does not feel good, or it doesn't seem like it's trending in the right direction. I guess that's the best way I could describe it here. Usually when they do things like this, and I'm talking about athletes, DeAndre Hopkins did this, Kyzir White did it, and I'm assuming other athletes from other teams done this as well. This is usually their way of saying goodbye, right? Thank you for all you've provided to me, but it's time for me to look for another endeavor. And at the end of the day, I don't blame him, but I'm also kind of looking at the Cardinals side of it all and saying, okay, well, what's the plan, right? What's the plan? If year 3 is truly supposed to be, we're all in, right? We're all in for, for year 3 of Jonathan Gannon and Monty Ossenfort. Why would you lose a staple point like Kyzir White? I feel like he's one of those guys that you need to bring back in. But, it takes 2 to tango at the end of the day, so I'm so curious to figure out how this is going to end here for the Cardinals. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this whole situation? Do you think the Cardinals will find a way to bring back Kyzir White, or do you think it's as good as cooked? Let me know in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day, and go Cardinals.